Hello, welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tanya. This is a channel where I talk about my knitting or crochet or whatever projects I might be working on that week. I have an email which is listed in the description box below. We have an Instagram and a Ravelry account. If you'd like to get in touch with me any of those ways, it's all listed in the description box below. This week, I have been working on my Dathan sweater, and I have really, okay, so let me just say, when I gave you guys my update last week, so for those of you that are new here, I pick a project and I work on that project for 1 week. And at the end of the week, I share how far I got, and then we pull out my iPad with a dice app on it, and we roll the dice and we pick another project, and that's what I work on for the week. So this week I was working on my Dathan, and when I showed you guys the next morning, I had put in some lifelines so that I could go in and steek it and add into it if I wanted more length to the crop top. And this week, since I got to go hang out with Erica at the yarn shop, and she showed me another, like a modification to the pattern, which allowed me to add some extra length. So I have since taken the lifelines out, and she also showed me, because this sweater is a scrappy sweater, and so I'm using an advent that I got from Ramblin' Needles on Etsy, and I'm rolling the dice, and I am putting anywhere from 1 to 4 rows per color, and then I change colors. And with that, I am having to change colors a lot, and that makes for a whole lot of ends. So let me show you where I was last week when we rolled. So when we rolled the dice last week, I was right here. So it's a bottom up top. So it's a bottom up sweater, and I was right here. So this is the bottom waistband, and then I was here. And I have managed to build the body and split for the sleeves. So here is where I am split for the sleeves, right there. So with this pattern, right here is where you can see the join that I've been using, where I'm switching colors. And there's no ends. All my ends are already woven in. And it looks like a pretty clean, and I'll show you a little further down, it's a bit messier before I got to hang out with Erica. Here you go. It's not quite as tidy. And this gap here I'll be able to fix that as I weave in the ends, because those ends still need to be woven. So when I weave in these ends and I block it, that'll be able to be fixed. But then I hung out with Erica, and look how clean that looks. So on the inside, these ends have all been wove in as I've gone through my building the sweater. And so once I block it, I'll be able to just cut these off. And then down here, these ends need to be woven. But if I get a chance, I will put a video in at the end of this episode showing you how Erica taught me. And I'm sure that there's a name for this. I'm not too sure. I don't know what I would put in a search engine to find this join method. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. And I'm terribly sorry about that, but I will show you how Erica showed me to do this. That gives me a really nice, clean join and weaves in all of my ends as I'm going. Isn't that great? So at this point, I am going to put this whip back on back in the project bag and back up on the whip wall, and we're gonna be able to roll the dice and see what I'm gonna work on this week. I feel pretty good about my progress. This right here, and I'm in the middle of a row. This right here is the front of the sweater, and I have to build this from the underarm over here. So this ledge here, I need to go up a certain number of inches, and then I have to do the back with the same stripe sequence. So I'm actually doing it at the same time. I'm doing the front, and then I'm going and doing the back. So once I have the set number of inches that I need for the size that I'm making, I'll be able to, I'll have them both done, and then I can join at the shoulders. But yes, you guys, this is my progress. So there's the progress, and I'm going to move this progress keeper up here to the top. So whenever I take it out, but I feel like that's pretty good progress. I've had a lot of fun, but you can see how the stripes are all just random, and that's based on that rolling of the dice. And I have a 4-sided dice, and that's what I'm doing. So I've had a lot of fun with this week. I am going to put it back in the progress or the project bag and get it back up on the whip wall, and then we can roll the dice. All right, let's go to the whip wall. Okay, so here is the whip wall. And if you're new here, these are my cubbies. So I have 18 cubbies here, 1 through 6, 7 through 12, and then 13 through 18 at the bottom. And in front of the cubbies, I have this project bag, which is project number 19, and this project bag here, which is project 20. Okay, so we're gonna roll the dice, and I'm gonna open the app because I have no apps open right now. Nothing's open. So we're gonna open the dice app, and we are going to tap it. And I'm gonna go to cubby 9, and if there's 2 projects in there, I'm gonna take the second project. Okay, so cubby 9, project 2. Let's take a look. And right here you can see that I have put my Dathan back in here. So I have projects 1 through 6, and this is 7, 8, 9, and go to project number 2 because there are 2 project bags in here. This would have been project 1. This is project 2. Let's see what we've got. What does that look like? What does it look like? Let's see what the pattern says. This is the Clara by Amba O'Brien. And if I look at my knit companion, the Clara was my cast on number 3 when I did my 12 cast-ons of Christmas. So it looks like I probably haven't touched this since the end of December. And I am using, let's see, I'm using some Linares, and this is Sugar Plum. And then I'm using the Teal Torch knits, which was something I got on a road trip with Anthony. So that would be there we go. The Linares and the Teal Torch. So I am going to pick up this project, and I'm going to start working on this. It is a wrap. It is one that I was super excited because I can tie the ends of these. It looks like it's really long, and I'm planning on tying a knot at the end of each of these ends. So I'm pretty excited to do this one. Go subtle or go bold with this fun shawl. Opt for gentle stripes for a neutral shawl, perfect for any occasion. Then knit another in your favorite brights, neons, gradient, or speckled hues, teamed with a strong solid for a show-stopping accessory. Kalara features a slightly asymmetrical, shallow triangular shape with long tapered ends, sitting comfortably on the shoulders without too much bulk. It's adaptable enough to be worn as a wrap, shawl, or scarf. So this is totally up my alley. I'm really excited. I'm going to start working on this right now. It is Saturday afternoon, March 23rd. So we'll see if I can make some good progress on this. I do have a really busy week. Alex and I are going to go to a hockey game tonight. Tomorrow, Anthony and I and Alex are taping some walls for painting. So we do have a pretty busy week ahead of us, but there's always time for knitting. All right, you guys, I'll come in with an update tomorrow. See you later. Okay, so it is not Sunday morning. It is Wednesday night, and you may hear a pretty significant echo. I'm very sorry. I might actually put my earbuds in and see if that helps. 1 second. Okay, so I got my earbuds in. I don't know that it's gonna be any better. Maybe I'll just try to lower my voice so it doesn't echo quite so much. If it sounds like I am in a big empty space, it's because I am in a big empty space. I rolled the dice and I rolled the Calera, and it couldn't have rolled a better project for the week that we are having. So a little personal info. We are getting ready to move, and we are moving into a home that we purchased during my marriage. We purchased a rental home, and Alex's dad's parents lived here. So Alex's grandparents lived here. And through this whole process that we've been going through the last 2 years, it's been decided that we, Anthony, Alex, and I are going to move into this rental property. And it is something that we are so very excited about. And I'll go into more of that later. But this week, I and Anthony and Alex have been here at the new house painting. You might see some blue tape. We've been taping and cleaning the whole house, and we are so excited. But we want to get all the painting done so that we can get moved in next week. And next week, Alex is with her dad. So by next Friday, when we get Alex back, we would really like to have the whole house set up. So I've had minimal time to knit this week, but I have had some. So I'm going to share my progress so far on Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It was my day at the yarn shop, because if you've been around here for a little while, you'll know that I volunteer at my local yarn shop on Wednesdays. So here is my progress. This is where I was when I rolled the dice last Saturday. And this is my progress so far. There's the stitch marker, and here I am so far. So at this point, Wednesday evening, I have finished the increases, which I was a little nervous about. I was at the yarn shop and I was like, gosh, I really like longer wraps. And Erica, the shop owner, was there today. And I was envisioning this longer wrap, and I just wasn't seeing it. And it tells you to use, in the pattern, it says to, for the increase sections, to use approximately 1/3 of your yardage, and to allow 2/3 for the decrease sections. And I was just looking at this today. So here's the picture of it again. And I was just looking at this today and I was like, Erica, I'm just not seeing the length here at all. I want it longer, but if I use, because I want to follow the instructions, and the instructions say to use 1/3 of my yardage for the increases. Well, I'm done with the increases, and this just didn't seem very long. But Erica has assured me that if you look at this pattern, you see right up here, that's that. There's that, this is the shorter section. And so I'm right about, yeah, I think she said I'm right about there. And then I start my decreases. Anyway, she explained it to me. The length of it is from here to here. So it'll basically be double. Anyway, I'm hoping she's right. I'm hoping she's right. I have decided that I love the Linares yarn as well as the Teal Torch yarns. Like, I'm working with this stuff and it is so soft, and I'm holding it up as if you can feel it through the screen, but it is just so squishy, spongy, soft. And that's the Teal Torch, and this here is the Linares. Oh, and it's just wonderful. I have so enjoyed working on this, and it really has been the perfect project for me to work on this week because it is just so simple of a pattern repeat. And I am on the decreases now. I'll see how much time I have. I am planning on painting with Anthony all day Thursday and Friday. Alex goes back to her dad Friday night. I'm supposed to roll the dice on Saturday. So we'll see if I can get through the decreases between now and then I'll roll the dice again. Now, I have decided I'm not gonna post this. I'm gonna roll the dice a second time, and this video is just gonna be a twofer. You're gonna get 2 weeks and 2 rolls in here with this, but it's just because I don't have the time right now to edit and upload, and I'm not really even in one spot long enough with Wi-Fi because I don't have Wi-Fi at the new house. And by the time I go to the old house, I'm ready to get Alex in bed for school and showered and dogs taken care of. So I just don't have the time this week, but it doesn't mean I'm not working, and you guys will get 2 dice rolls in this video because I will be rolling again Saturday morning. So I hope you're all doing good, and I will see what I can do and show you guys by Saturday evening. Bye. Hi guys, so it is Saturday night. Please do not mind that the bed is already being taken apart. We are in the middle of a move. The mattress is gone, the bed frame is not. So please forgive that. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. But I am here to show you guys how far I got on the Kalara by Ambra O'Brien, and to I was going to say roll the dice. However, I left my iPad at the new place. So Anthony's there, and I have him recording a little clip. So when it comes time to roll the dice, I have him rolling the dice for me. I don't know what it's going to be yet. He's rolling it, he's recording it, and he's going to send it to me while I'm recording this. And then we'll watch it together, and I'll see what I'm supposed to pull off the whip wall this week. I have had such a crazy busy week, and there's the video. Anthony just sent it to me. We got it, but I'm not watching it, so I don't know what the dice say yet. I've been painting. I'll insert some fun videos of that. The new house is coming together beautifully. Everything is going smooth, but there's just a lot of it. So let me share with you where I'm at with the Kalara. Okay, so I was hoping I could get this done this week, but I was just way too busy. There is where I was when I rolled the dice last Saturday. I was at that stitch marker, and here is my progress so far. So this right here is where I started. The pattern says to use 1/3 of your yarn for the increases and then 2/3 for your decreases, because it decreases at a slower pace. So this right here is where I was going to start my decreases, but the yardage on the 2 skeins of yarn that I had are different. And so this teal torch yarn has a lot more yardage in it than this Linares did. So when I weighed it, I used about 1/3 of this, maybe a little bit more, but I hadn't even hit the 1/3 mark with the teal torch yarns. So I've decided that I was going to do a couple extra rows because I do like a longer wrap. And then I was going to, if I end up getting to the end, I may just have the tip of it, the narrow little bit, however much it is, if I run out, all solid purple. That'll be fine. It won't bother me in the least. But I didn't get to the other end, and I still have a bit of decreasing to do. Here is how many stitches I've got. I've got to get this down. I've got to reduce. For the first bit of decreasing, I have to reduce all of these stitches. And there's only 1 stitch being decreased for every 4 rows or something like that. So I still have a ways to go on this. I might, depending on what we roll, I might still work on this one tonight and tomorrow, because tomorrow's Easter. But we will see. I have really, and this has been the perfect project for me this week, because I have been doing so much home maintenance and cleaning and painting, and I had Alex this week and dropping her off and picking her up, and Anthony's school. It was just a busy week. This was the perfect project for this week, and that was wonderful. I couldn't have planned it better. Depending on what Anthony's video shows, I may end up working on this one tonight, because I'm still going over to the new house tonight to do a little more painting. But let's watch his video and we'll see what I'm pulling off the whip wall. All right.
Hi guys, I am at the house that we're moving into, and my mom is at the house that we're moving out of, and that's where her whips are at. And so I'm gonna do her, because she's not here, she uses her iPad to do the dice roll, and her iPad is here. So I'm gonna record me doing the dice roll. All right, let's do this. All right, 14-1. Okay. I'm gonna send that to my mom, and she is going to, and yeah. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope that today was a good day, if it's the end of your guys' day, or if it's the beginning. I hope that you have a good day. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.
Okay, 14-1. Let's see what we've got. Let's put the Kalara right here, because I'm going to hold on to it to see what this next project is, because I might take the Kalara with me tonight, but we'll see. So 14-1, he said. So we've got 1 through 6, 7 through 12, 13, 14, 1. So 14, 1. This is a project bag I got from my friend here in town. And this is the excavation. So this is a blanket I'm doing. And this was one of my Lofty Loops Advent calendar. So there's a bunch of fringe. For this one, absolutely no ends. This will be a good project for a moving week. But this is how far I got. This is with my, I don't know if I already said that. This is with my Lofty Loops Advent calendar that I got in 2023. And this yarn is so amazing. And this project was one of my 12 cast-ons of Christmas. I'll have to look back and see which one that was, but it was one of my 12 cast-ons. This is something I'm making as a gift, so we'll see how I do on it. All right, you guys, I'll be back with an update in a day, and I'll absolutely make sure I spend some time editing this, and hopefully this will be up on April 1st. I do have a few other little tidbits I want to share with you guys. The gift make-along that we do here at Karma's a Stitch, if you're unfamiliar, is something where I put up a tutorial the first Sunday of every month. So that will not be tomorrow, because tomorrow is the 31st. So it'll be next Sunday that I will put up a tutorial for April, for a gift. And that make-along is basically just something small that you could make in an afternoon or day or weekend. And sometimes it's knit, sometimes it's crochet, but I will have a tutorial up. I'm hoping the move is all wrapped up and I can record in our new space next week, which will be amazing. The other thing I want to make sure I let folks know is I had talked about when I did my 12 cast-ons, and there was a make-along where people were there's several make-alongs. I shouldn't say there are multiple make-alongs on folks trying to wrap up projects. And there's one in particular that's done, it was hosted by Belinda at Belinda Baubles and Mandy at Mouse's Makes. And their make-along was going through the March 31st, I believe. Please check out Belinda Baubles. I believe that's where all the information for that make-along was. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't have a cast-on party during this make-along where so many folks are trying to get things off the needle. That make-along is ending tomorrow. So the next cast-on party is coming up. And the date for that is April 13th. It is a Saturday. And if you are interested in participating in that, please reach out to me on Instagram, because what I do for each of the cast-on parties is I create a separate Instagram group so that the morning of the cast-on party, I can just put all the Zoom details in that Instagram group, and everybody gets it at the same time. So I will have more information on that next weekend, but if you're interested, by all means, reach out on Instagram. I will be starting that group probably the end of this week. I'll be starting that group, and I will keep you guys posted on our move progress, because that's coming right along, and I'm super excited to show you guys our new space. We're excited. So you guys, I will check in with you tomorrow and share my progress, and I will see you all later. Okay guys, it is serious confession time. It is now Friday, April 5th, and it's Alex's first night in the new house, and I have been working so hard all week to get this home to feel like a home for when she came back. And I feel like I did it. She's in her room right now, setting up her Lego situation. But I have not made the time to edit the last 2 dice rolls. So I'm supposed to roll the dice tomorrow, Saturday, but I'm gonna roll it tonight, and I'm gonna explain to you why. And like I said, confession time. So I rolled the dice last Saturday. Sunday was Easter. Monday, I don't recall what happened, but oh, I worked on I was so close finishing the Kalara, right? Which was the previous dice roll, which will be the beginning of this video in all actuality, because I haven't edited since then. And I was so close to finishing, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put the time into it. It's a pattern that I'm quick with right now because I'm moving and I'm painting and I'm cleaning. And by the time I sit down at night, I'm so wiped out. I don't want to think about another pattern or whatever I've got to do. So I continue to work on the Kalara a little bit. Coffee. Oh, a coaster. Thank you. Alex just brought me the handmade coaster that she made.
Upside down.
That she made for me. These are birds. Yeah. Thank you, honey. So I continue to work on the Kalara, and I really, really wanted to finish it so bad. And it took me longer than I thought. So I was working on both of the projects, the Kalara and the excavation, depending on where I was. I did finish the Kalara. It was long enough. I was worried because, so I'll show you. This is where it was when I rolled the dice and pulled this project. And then I worked, I don't know, till about here-ish. And I was like, it's not gonna be long enough. It's time to roll the dice again. I wasn't too sure. I kept working on it and I did finish it. However, with the 2 yarns that I did use, I'll grab them right here. I did the Linares, the silk blend, and the teal torch yarns, which I got on a road trip. So the Linares was 50% superwash fine merino and 50% silk. And then the teal torch yarns, which was the darker color, was 75-25 superwash nylon and superwash wool and nylon. Now, the thing that I did not pay attention to when I worked or when I pulled these 2 yarns, because I think they look beautiful together. I mean, these 2 colors, I just think totally complement each other. I just think it looks beautiful. But when I looked at it, I should have looked at the yardage. So the pattern says for your increases to use 1/3 of your yarn for increases. And it was at that point that I weighed my yarn and I had a lot left of the teal torch than I did the Linares. So we looked at yardage. And the teal torch yarns had 463 yards and the Linares had 414 yards. So it was a pretty big difference. I ended up having to play yarn chicken at the end with the Linares, and I'm less than pleased to tell you that I did not win that game of yarn chicken. So the end of this, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I ended up choosing this project because I saw Erica at the yarn shop wearing one. And when she had it wrapped around, and obviously my ends are not in yet, but they will be eventually. Erica had it wrapped And at the bottom of them, she had these little knots. And so I had to play yarn chicken because I ran out of the pink. And so I had to do the rest of it with the teal torch yarn. So I just made the knot right above that part. So then I'll end up tying a knot here. The ends will look different. I'm okay with that. You guys, if you've watched me before, you'll know I'll intentionally make my stripes off. I'll make big, bold stripes on one sleeve and finer, thinner stripes on another. But, so yes, I did. It's my first confession, is I did finish this. I did take the time to get this one finished. I am at our new house. I do not have my yarn scale here with me yet. So when I show you, I just told you I played yarn chicken. So of the Linares, this pink color, I have none left. Of the teal torch yarns, I have about this much left, and I need to weigh it. And I'll ball it up so it's nice and pretty, because right now it's not nice and pretty. But I will weigh this, and I will make sure that I put it in my spreadsheet as far as what I have left and how much I actually crafted into this Kalara. Again, this was the Kalara by Amba O'Brien. It was super fun. It was a very easy pattern to memorize. I didn't get bored. I really did. It may have been because of all the other stuff I had going on this week and last week, in all honesty. But I did take the time to finish this. I do have that FO, and I will put it in my spreadsheet when I get my scale over here. Now, having taken the beginning part of the week working on the Kalara instead of solely working on the excavation, which I rolled last Saturday, I haven't had a whole lot of time on the excavation. I'll show you what I've gotten so far. So this is hard to tell, but there's a yellow light bulb stitch marker right here, and that's where I was when I rolled the dice, and that's how much I've done so far. That's gonna have the fringe on the bottom here. I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun to do. Again, very basic, easy pattern to memorize. But this, if you recall, was a gift that I need to have done this fall. So I'm doing this with my Lofty Loops advent calendar that I got, which, oh, such a lush yarn. It's just so soft and squishy. But the pattern is the Excavation by the Hip Knitser, and I will, don't mind my, if you can, so there you have that pattern. Second confession, because I am working on this as a gift, I do want to spend a little more time on it. I don't really want to put it back on the whip wall. However, I want to work on other things. But again, if you guys have been around here, you'll know that I always have something in my car to work on. That's what this is going to become. This is going to be my car knitting for the next several months. If I'm driving Lyft, if I'm stuck in traffic, if I'm waiting at schools or appointments, this is gonna go in my car. So because I know that I'm going to keep working on this in my car, I'm not gonna put it back on the whip wall, but I am going to roll the dice one day early. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I know if I roll the dice tonight, you're gonna hear the sliding glass door open right now because Alex is gonna go hang out with her brother for a few minutes. Hello.
Holy cow, it's soaked out here.
It is soaked out there.
Open that door quick.
He's waiting for you. So I am gonna roll the dice one night early because I know tonight, as soon as I'm done recording this, I am going to edit it. I'm gonna edit it while Alex and I cuddle on that couch over there and watch some Netflix and relax. I'm gonna spend that time editing. If I have it all edited tonight, I might do some knitting on my new project. I might put in an update tomorrow morning, but if I don't put in an update tomorrow morning, it's because I wanted to make sure I finally got this video uploaded. Because you guys are gonna be bombarded with videos from me in the next couple of days. You are gonna have this video, which is 3 dice rolls. I don't even know how long this is going to be once I have it edited. You are also going to have the first, or you're gonna have the gift make along video tutorial for the first Sunday of April, which will be 2 days from now, which I have not recorded yet. So I'm gonna be sitting here recording that tutorial tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to spend tomorrow night editing that and getting that up sometime on Sunday. And then I'm also gonna get on here. Hopefully I'll be able to record this sometime on Sunday, possibly Monday, I'm not too sure. But we're gonna talk about the cast on party that is next weekend. It is 1 week from tomorrow. April 13th is the next cast on party. So I am gonna be putting out a video to talk about that, hopefully by Monday. So you guys are gonna get tired of me. You had a 2 or 3 week break and now I'm gonna make up for all of it. So I hope you don't get too tired of me too quickly, because I do have a couple more videos coming out this weekend, and I think that's it. I think I'm ready to roll the dice. Where I'm at right now, I don't know if this is where I'm gonna keep my whip wall. I have the 2 cubbies going, I don't know if you can see, there's a corner right here behind me. And so I have the first one going this way and the second one going this way, but they're all still in the same order. So the top row is still 1 through 6, and I videotaped the cubicles as I packed all of my whips into a bag. So then whenever I got to the new house, I was able to put all the projects back in the exact same spot that they came out of. So I am getting ready to roll the dice. I'm gonna drop the camera a little bit so that you guys can see where we're at, and we will roll. If you're new to the dice roll, I'll explain as soon as you can see them all, okay? Be right back. Okay, here we are. So here is my whip wall, and we've got cubbies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they all go around the same. So there's 18 cubbies here. Now, on my iPad, I'll try to get it without the light, there is a dice app that looks just like this. And I've had a lot of people email me and comment asking what app I use. It looks like this. And when you open this app, let's see if I can do this. So when you open this app, maybe, you can decide how many dice you want, okay? And you could decide how many sides you want on the dice. Now, it is actual dice. So there is not an 18-sided dice, but there is a 20-sided dice. So I decided, because I do have 18 full cubicles, I needed at least 18, so I went up to the next size, okay? And that would be the 20-sided dice, this one right here. So what I have is, if I roll 1 through 18, I go to that cubby. The second dice is just two-sided. So like this one right here has 2 project bags in it. If it says 1, it's this one. If it's 2, it's this one. And then if it says 19, I take this project bag right here, which is a blanket. I believe it's my hexagon blanket. And I work on that one. If the dice rolls 20, I grab this one right here, this purple one, this blue one right here. And that is my Stephen West Slipstravaganza. So no matter what number rolls up on the dice, I have a project. And I work on that project for 1 week. unless I finish it. If I finish it, then I come back, show you my FO on the day that I finish it, and we roll the dice again, okay? If I don't finish it in that week, I'll see you in a week and we'll roll the dice, and that unfinished project will go back on the whip wall and we'll roll the dice to see what's worked on for the next week. So that's where we're at today. And we're going to roll the dice 7-2. So we're gonna go to the 7th cubicle. So 1 through 6. And this is 7. There's only one project in here. Oops, sorry you guys, I'm so sorry. So only one project in here. And it is my outline tee. Okay, so this is a top that I've already made this. And the first time I made this, I was not in the middle of a move. I was not in the middle of cleaning or painting a house. And I had this top done in 5 days. So this is called the Outline Tee. Let me see who it's by. I'm so sorry, I feel like I should know this. Jessie Made Designs. Here we go. The Outline Tee by Jessie May. Okay, so it's a swaying drop stitch frame. The edges of this softly structured tee worked in a plant fiber blend that provides airiness and drape, ideal for the long, hot summer days. And I'll tell you, I have loved, you guys have seen my outline tee. It's one that I wear a lot. And what I'm working on this with, it's a Queensland collection, dungarees rainbow tweed. It's spun from recycled jeans. And I'm using color lapis. So there it is. That's what I am working on. That's what I will be working on this week. I will mark how far I am. Okay, I am at a point where I'm just going round and round and round right now. I do want to make this one a little bit longer than my purple one, and I am making this one a little bit, I'm making one size smaller than I did my purple one. So I'm hoping that by making a smaller size, it'll give me a little extra to do a little bit more length. We'll see. So yeah, that's what we'll work on this week, you guys. I am truly going to stop recording right now. I'm going to sit on that couch and I am going to edit all of these clips for the last 2 or 3 weeks in here, because I know I've got a lot. But that's it. That's all for now, you guys. I will see you soon. Bye. Good morning. It is Saturday and I am here with a status update. I watched a movie with Alex last night like I planned. I edited the video and got all the clips together. A few things stood out as I was editing. First being, I had mentioned that as I rolled the dice last night and got the outline tee, I had said, oh yeah, I have a purple one. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Ironically, it's what I was wearing when I am in the very first clip of this video. I was wearing my purple outline tee. Another thing I noticed while I was editing is I repeated myself a lot when I was talking about the dice roll. So I'm sorry that you got multiple explanations about how my dice rolling goes with my whip wall, but I clearly thought that I was going to be putting it up on time, and that's not what happened, as we all now know. And there was something else. Oh, so I had mentioned that I was going to show you how I did the weaving in the ends and the joining that Erica had shared with me. I did record a little clip on how that was done, and I will include that at the end of this video. I also talked about us painting, and there are some fun videos of Anthony and Alex and I painting and taping, so I'll include those at the end as well. And I've talked about us getting some chickens. I don't think I did in this video, but I do have some footage because I have been going to our local mill, our feed shop here in the town I live in. And that's where we get a bunch of chicks, and they get some every week. And we are waiting for one particular breed, and they won't be here until the end of April. But I've still been going in and checking on the baby chicks. So I do have some footage of that as well, which I will also include at the end of this video. So last night I did edit, I did review, I did do a little bit of knitting. I put on a progress keeper right here is where I was. I had to do a little painting this morning. I clearly didn't do a good job wiping off my fingernails, huh? So right here is where my progress keeper is, where I was rolling my dice last night. And I've done, I think I'm on my 5th row right here. So I did do a little bit. I've got Alex here, and she's super excited in her room. She's like, do you think maybe we could just have a quiet morning where you do your thing and I do my thing? So she's in her room, enjoying her time with her dog and her Legos and her Alexa. That's what she's doing this morning. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna get this video done, and I'm gonna get it uploaded. Today is April 6th, I believe. It's a Saturday, yep, April 6th. And I'm gonna get this uploaded today. And then I'm going to record a tutorial for tomorrow. I will probably wipe the paint off my fingernails before I do that. But I hope you're all doing great, and I hope that springtime is bringing in lots of wonderful sunshine and flowers and new growth and change in your life. And I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay, so to do this join that I was shown by Erica, you have to knit, it's gonna take about 10 stitches. So once you have at least, I've got half a row here done in my current color, okay? And then you're gonna wanna take out 10 stitches. And once you take out those 10 stitches, you wanna keep track. So here's 1 stitch. Right? There's 1. So once you have taken out your 10 stitches, okay, and you know how much yarn that is going to be. Okay, for me, it ended up being about just past the length of my needle. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my yarn, get my stitch as close to the tip as I'm comfortable, take my yarn and bring it back to the tip, and then pull my working yarn and just run it down my needle to just where the cable starts. You see that? So just where the cable starts, I have my yarn is attached over here, and I run it down the length just before the cable. You see there's my needle, and the red is my cable. And I pick it up here at the cable, and I fold it in half. Okay? And that's what you need to do. As soon as and then I know that that's how much yarn I'm gonna need to do this join. Now I'm going to continue working down to the last 10 stitches before I need to change colors. Right now I'm on a purl side row, so I'm just gonna purl all the way down to my last 10 stitches. Okay, you wanna know how much yarn you're gonna need before you get to the 10 stitches. Okay, so you're gonna work in pattern down to the last 10 stitches before you wanna switch colors. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I went too far. So there's 10. Now, because I already know how much yarn I use for 10 stitches, I'm going to take my yarn here, I get my stitch as close to the tip as I can, because for me, what I use for 10 stitches is about the length of my needle just after the cable. So I stretch my yarn, and I'm not pulling on it, okay? I'm just laying it across the top of my needle, pinching it in half, okay? And this right here, this folded loop, here's my working yarn over here. This folded bit of yarn is what I'm going to be working my next 10 stitches with. So I'm on a purl row. So I'm going to take both ends of this loop. See how I have 2 strands? One is attached to my work. The other is attached to my working yarn, but it's making this long loop. I'm going to wrap both of the strands around and purl with that all the way till I have just a tiny bitty loop left. Okay. See how my loop here? It's getting smaller. See how my loop is getting shorter? Okay, so I have 2 stitches here left. I'm going to grab my next color in my sequence. Which will be this one right here. And I'm going to take the end of this new color. I'm going to put it through my loop. And I'm going to pull just about the same amount backwards, okay? So see how they're looped like that together? I put the end of my new color through what's left of my loop of the old color. And I'm going to finish out this row. Okay, and now I can turn my work, and my next row is a knit row. Now, because I was doing that loop, each stitch has 2 strands because I was using both strands from the loop. So when I go back in here, I can now do my knit row, and it's my new color. Okay, you see that? So now I'm going back the other way, doing my knit stitches. My end is still attached because I'm working in that loop. And once the end is too short to hold on to, you don't have to carry it with your working yarn anymore. And now that end is woven in. Isn't that great? So here is my end from my new color, but it's inside all of these stitches. So I don't have to weave that in. Here is my working yarn from my original color. And I can now cut this right here because it's already woven into all of these stitches. So hopefully that makes some semblance of sense.
play. Just paint your little heart out, aren't you? Till your little heart's content.
Dark chocolate, so it's brown and black. So I thought the three of those would go very nicely. I still think they go very nicely together, but I think they look much nicer in a tee than in a shawl that I don't really want to knit. So I'm going to pull this down as well. Again, I like